Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 3 of 7 podcast. It's Blake here today. I'm the only one in the studio, but I'm about to call Chad, Chili, and our brother Brett Childers are out on the Altamaha River paddling. So I'm going to give them a call to see if we can get them.
Hello.
Well, hello there, Chad.
Hey, what's up, Blake?
This is Blake here. Wanted to call you in on the 3 of 7 podcast, see if you had a minute to be a guest on our show here.
Dang, guys, we're on the 3 of 7 podcast, man. That's pretty cool, man. Thank you for having us on the show, Blake.
Oh yeah, man. It's an honor to have you on. It's awful lonesome here in the studio by myself.
You know what? You know what's interesting? I was just telling Chili and Brett. I said Blake has been recording a podcast for 2 years now, and he still has no clue how to record a podcast.
Yeah, this machine. This machine's way too fancy for me, son.
Well, what the listeners didn't hear was the pre-call that we had before you called me, just for you to figure out how to start recording a podcast, and we're going to have to sit down and have a whole nother conversation after this, so you can figure out how to post the dang thing so that people can listen to this.
Yep. What they don't know too is that we're going to have to sit down and teach you how to do QuickBooks and everything. So, oh, Mr. Do It All.
Oh man!
Well, how's the paddle trip coming, man?
Well, it's really shaping up to be probably, without a doubt, in the top 3 of the things that I've ever done. Any of the missions that I've ever done in my life, this one is shaping up to be really, really special, man. This is a super special place. It's Altamaha River. It's just unbelievable, dude. Just what's out here from a wildlife perspective, from, just Spanish moss hanging off all the trees and living on these sandbars and fishing and floating and paddling throughout the day. It's absolutely amazing. And dude, we're not even halfway done. What kind of mileage are we at, Chili? What's that? Brett said we're at 67 miles. We're about to set off on day 4, which is going to take us down past one of the bigger towns that the river flows through, and I think it's going to be pretty remote once we pass through there.
What town is it?
I think it's Jessup.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we're kind of just north of Jessup right now, and we're going to try. There's a paper mill in Jessup that apparently dumps a bunch of stuff into the river, which we'll document all that when we get there. But it kind of changes the pristineness of the river, and supposedly we'll see. Supposedly it recovers about 20 miles downstream, so we're going to try to put in about 26 miles today before we lay up. The first day we did 22 and a half. Second day we did 25 and a half. Third day, which was yesterday, we did 17, because yesterday, man, we were in camp yesterday morning on a high sandbar after 25 miles. I woke up at right pre-dawn, and thunder was rolling across the whole expanse of the sky, and it woke me up. I went on back to sleep till about 8 o'clock, and woke up. I heard Chili and Brett, squirreling around in camp. I looked out; they had already put their shelters away. They were packed up, and I said, "Well, I'm going to drink me some coffee and eat some oatmeal here." Thunder and kind of spit and rain, and I looked out my tent and I said, "Boys, it just got awful dark out here." And a little wind kicked up, a little cool breeze, and I said, it's coming, son. It's coming. And so while I was sitting in there, the lightning started to pick up in that storm. It got dark, and Brett and Chili said, "Wait, let's get on the water." I said, "Have y'all deemed that it's safe to move right now?" And Brett said, "Well, if this lightning gets rough, we'll get off the water." And Chili said, "Well, what do you consider rough lightning? Because it's striking about 10 times a minute right now within a mile of us." And so about that time, dude, it hit. And I'm talking, it was one of the worst storms that I've ever set out in the backcountry. Like cloud to ground lightning all within a mile, some of it right on top of us, just one after another, driving hard rain. And so I'm in my shelter hunkered down. I'm literally having to hold my tent pole to keep my tent from blowing away. I'm having to hold the tent onto the ground. And Chili and Brett, since they are greenhorns, they had already pulled their shelter down, and I yelled, I said, "Y'all come and get under this shelter with me." And they refused to come under the shelter with me, so they both stayed in lightning drill, crouched underneath a little scrub willow tree for the entire storm, and like to froze their butts off.
Well, don't they know you ain't supposed to get under a darn tree when it's lightning? They looked like a couple turkeys out there, didn't they? Out in the middle of the field.
Yeah. Yep. And so that thing passed. The lightning passed. The rain stayed with us, and we got back on the water and got started because we have to paddle, man. And we have to get our miles in every day. And the rain stayed with us on till about noon and finally slacked up. Of course, we'll tell the full story once we get back of kind of how that went. But, you know, the day before that, Chili flipped his boat over.
Oh, my gosh.
His boat, those dry holds in that boat that he's paddling, they don't work upside down. So he literally dropped his sunglasses, went to reach for his sunglasses, capsized his boat.
Oh, my gosh.
Covered all his gear, but he's got water in his boat, and he's not strong enough to pick it up to drain it out. He tried this morning, and it sounded like he's probably got a hemorrhoid.
Oh, man.
Trying to pick that thing up.
He needs
flipped. Look, man, he flipped his boat that on day 2, and then we get to the sandbar. No, that was day 3, right, Chili? No, day 2. We get to the sandbar to camp that night. He had already flipped his boat. Well, he goes to get out of his boat, and he goes to step out of his boat and thinking the water's shallow right there on the sandbar. And he goes to step out, and it was a deep hole, and there was no ground there. So then he just topples out of his boat again, right there at camp, just boom, straight up into the river. He hasn't caught any fish. Brett's new nickname is Bluegill. All he can catch is bluegill.
He's always been able to catch a bluegill.
Half on day 1. He's fishing with a half of a fishing pole, literally.
How'd he break his pole?
He just I don't know. He's just very forceful. Brett's a very forceful person. And he got snagged and got in a hurry and snapped that joker in half. But he's been fishing bass lures with a half a fishing pole. He can't catch nothing but brim. I've caught the only bass in the trip. Chili ain't caught jack squat. I mean, he ain't even got a bite.
Dang.
But you remember how he said he was going to come out here and just live off the land, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, that joker tore some bacon and eggs up this morning.
Did he really?
I'm talking about he tore them up, son.
Oh, mister.
But last story I'm going to tell that I'm turning over to Chili. We're laying in camp last night. At 2 a.m., I hear Chili yell out, "Hey, get your guns ready. Y'all get your guns ready." And I jolted awake, and I said, "Man, we just went from literally level 0, asleep, straight to level 10.
Yeah.
Chili's yelling for us to get our guns ready. And so there's a little John boat out here with 2 spotlights, literally doing circles on the river right here in front of our sandbar. And I assume this guy was alligator hunting or hog hunting.
Yeah.
Because there's alligators and hogs all in here at 2 a.m. And Chili was so mad, he's carrying the hog buster. And he wants to kill something. He wants to kill something with that hog buster so bad, he can't stand it. So a word to all listeners, if you see 3 men camped on the sandbar on the side of the Altamaha, do not approach us without announcing your presence, because Chili is looking to get a kill with the hog buster.
Dang, he was going to try some of that cannibalism, wasn't he?
Oh yeah. He's the head of security out here. He's the dishwasher, and what's your other job, Tim? And garbage man. He's got 3 jobs out here. Brett just kind of mills around. He don't do much of nothing. Well, yeah, Brett just kind of mills around. I cook all the meals and try to keep the battlefield picture of the situation so that these boys don't kill themselves out here. But
well, I think those are some good job titles, but I don't know about head of security for Chili. He seems a little too squirrely to be even anything involved with security, let alone the head of it.
Hey, son, he had that hog buster pointed down.
What happened to you?
That guy comes up on this sand bank, I'm going to blow his head off.
Dang.
Here he is. He's Chili.
All right, let's hear it.
Boy, it's real tough being head of security around here.
It's got to be, man.
I'm talking real tough. These dudes don't know what the crap they're doing.
Oh,
and Chad just sits over here and freaking lies. I mean, I'm ready for the recap podcast when this whole thing is over, so we can set some things straight. All right, this dude, if he can't tell the truth, he can't do it. I don't know what kind of evil must be in him. He can't do it.
Well, what's your side, Chili?
Well, I mean, a lot of that stuff did happen. Just not quite how Chad depicted it.
Okay.
Last night, for instance, this dude comes up, man. I hear him from a long way off. They don't hear him. They're sleeping because they ain't got any awareness. And I hear his motor running from way off. Okay, and he's pulling downstream, down the river, coming towards us. And finally, I hear him get right in front of us, and he slows way on down and cuts. He had a big beam on the front of his boat, and then he had a flashlight, and I see the flashlight come over and scan our camping area. So I open a tiny little slit in my tent and look out, and he's just trolling around. And then he's in the middle of the river, and he starts coming over towards us. I thought he was going to bank. And then he turned around and then just basically started doing circles, staying right in front of us. The flashlight would come by. It'd go off to the other side, come back to us. And so I say, I look over, I get my hog buster ready, and Brett's next to me. So I say, Brett. And finally he goes, what? And I said, Brett, you better get your gun ready. This boat's creeping up on this bank here. And he goes, huh? I could tell he wasn't quite as, on edge as I was. That may have been a good thing. But, so no, we all got ready at some level and just waited on it. I mean, man, this stuff happens to me, I guess me and Chad, everywhere we go. I mean, it happens in 60 miles down the Altamaha. It happens in the middle of freaking Missouri, wherever the crap we were. I mean, it's everywhere. We got creepers to deal with, and Chad ain't gonna be security, so I had to handle it.
So what was the guy doing?
I don't know, man. We assumed he was hunting. but he sure was hanging around us for a while. I didn't like it.
Did you let him know you meant business?
Oh, if he had came up on this bank, he wouldn't have taken another step.
Dang, son. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, about to take me off.
Well, is it everything you thought it was going to be?
Oh,
so
yeah, man.
far?
It's awesome. Oh, it's awesome. I really, I like to, Chad's been journaling every night, and part of me wishes I kind of was writing something down just so I don't forget any of this, but I just like to take it all in as it's happening and then decompress after. Now we've kind of got a little middle report here that I'm out of it, man.
Well, that's good, man. What are the sandbars big? I was wondering.
Yeah, the first couple days the sandbars were great, plenty big enough. I mean, I don't know what reference I could give you, but I mean they're long and big. You got just plenty of room. And then yesterday after that big storm, the river really rose, and a lot of the sandbars you could tell were flooded, and there was way less room. But we finally came on this one, about 18 miles in, Chad said, and he asked us, first of all, how far we are in. He's the one with the freaking GPS.
Oh, there he goes again.
But yeah, he loves to ask questions he knows the answer to. But, but yeah, we found a big one. I guess the river maybe come down a little bit, or this is just a good one. So,
well, I know that was a bad storm because we dropped y'all off and we went and spent some time over on those islands on the east coast of Georgia. And yesterday, son, that was a terrible storm. And I was looking on the radar. I didn't know where y'all was at on the river, but I thought, son, if this one gets them, it's gonna be serious.
Oh yeah, well we were right slap in the middle of it. And I was out there hugging a tree.
Dang, son.
No, not really. It wasn't that bad, but Chad was just being freaking weenie and wouldn't pack up and get on the river.
Well, what all kind of game have y'all seen?
Not that much. We had a cool, Brett, you want to tell him what you've seen? You've seen more than any of us. He's asking talk to him a little bit. He's asking what game we've seen. Blake, what's going on, brother?
What up, Brett?
Oh man, trying to mediate these two out here. Son,
you got your work. You got your work. Now you know what I deal with every day, Brett.
Oh, if I was you, I'd put in for a raise, Blake.
I might put in my my notice of whatever you call that when you're quitting.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you enjoying it out there?
Oh man, it's fun. I found out a lot about these two. I know, Tilly. If you're ever out in the woods and you want an insect repellent, get Tilly close to you and they'll wear him out.
Oh, really?
And stay off of you. Mosquitoes, ants, whatever you need, you just get Tilly out here and they'll wear him out and keep you nice and clean.
Well, is it that they just are attracted to him, or he's just dumb enough to go step in an ant bed or go stand in the mosquito pit?
Well, he did set up the first night he did set up in an ant bed. and I think he did move it a little bit, but we were all in ants that first night.
Golly.
I think, at nighttime, me and Chad's out here kicked back in our chairs, enjoying the view beside the fire. Chili's right behind us in his tent because he can't be outside with me and Chad because he's getting tore up.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
But it is beautiful out here. He done a great job out here for sure. We've seen deer, a couple snakes. Chad's seen all kind of birds. We've seen a bald eagle.
Dang.
What else?
Any hogs or gators?
So our second night when we was struggling to find camp, we found a sand spot and we pulled up to it. And as soon as we pulled up, we seen a gator slide on that piece of property that we were about to set up on. So that whole second night, I'm thinking in my mind, this gator's coming back. Not to mention the big old bluegill I caught. I had staked out there because Chad's going through some catfishing with it. So about 2 o'clock, we hear something grab that bluegill, and in my mind, I know it's an alligator. And sure enough, it had a big bite out of it.
Dang.
But as far as the bluegill, Chad was very unsuccessful on the catfish.
He didn't catch nothing.
We had some turtles on it, I believe, but nothing. I think we let the bluegill get a little bit too far gone.
Dang.
I carried that joker on the boat on a little makeshift stringer for about 20 miles, probably 2 days worth of riding till we got to use it, cut it up.
So have y'all ate any of the fish, or just used it?
No, we hadn't caught enough to eat.
Oh, okay.
Chad got lucky and caught one bass on, I think, day 1 or day 2. He caught one bass on day 2, and I've caught 3 bluegill, and Chili ain't caught nothing but insect bites.
Dang.
So, and Chili, I got a half a pole. Chili's got 2 poles.
And he
Chad's got his bait master.
And none of them catch many fish as you with a half a pole.
No. And as far as this lightning storm where Chad calls us greenhorns, where I come from over there in the hood in the Aragon Village, unless we see lightning strike, we still swimming.
Yeah. It's actually got to strike somebody, don't it? It's got to hit somebody before you stop.
We don't do that. We see the strike, count to 5, and see how far it is. When we see it getting close, then we jump out of the pool.
That's the simplest way to do it, man.
And then we swim in between strikes. So, I don't know.
Gosh.
You think a Navy SEAL will be a little bit harder than that, but, I don't know.
Well, you're getting to see the real side of him now. Y'all seen many people out there?
We've seen more traffic yesterday and today than we saw the whole time.
Yeah.
I think the first day, we might have saw one John boat. But other than that, I figure it'd pick up over the weekend here, and then it'll probably calm back down by Sunday night, Monday.
Yeah, maybe as you get closer to town or something.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Jagger got stung by a bee over here.
Oh, Lord.
Old beekeeper.
Here we go. He gets stung by a bee, and y'all hear about that the rest of the trip. He hates bees.
Oh. But yeah, man, I'll let Chili follow some stuff up. I'm sure he's got some more he wants to say to you. So,
all right,
he's got some more regression to do from this morning. So
he's always got something to say.
Yeah, here he is, brother.
Well, Brett did a better job than Chad telling the truth. And I'll just leave you with this before I hand it off to Chad to tell you about this fresh bee sting he's got.
Oh, Lord.
Man, this is beautiful, and I would encourage anybody to come out here and even if you don't do the whole thing, just explore the Altamaha. We ain't seen hardly anybody out here, and it's just awesome.
That's pretty cool.
So,
man.
So I would definitely, it's kind of a hidden gem, I would say.
Yeah.
Which, even us saying this, I don't know that I kind of like it that way. And I don't really think even us saying this is going to make it not a hidden gem, because it is hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not hard. I guess it's just not something that people really think about doing. I hadn't until Chad came up with this idea. I thought, well, yeah, you could do that. You could just get in a kayak and float down it. But yeah, man, it's awesome. It really is. So
is it tough paddling? Or what's the flow like? Is it pretty good flow or what?
Yeah, at times the flow is stronger than others. It's really never strong, what I would consider flowing fast at all. But at times it gets real slow where you pretty much are. It's not stagnant ever, but you got to really pull hard to move good. But yeah, like right now in the mornings when you look out, we're looking out. It's flowing pretty decent. Yeah, it's real enjoyable for me.
Heck yeah.
So I'll let Chad close us out here, and tell you about his thing.
All right, you keep them boys safe now, Chili.
All right, no, don't you worry.
You keep
They
that
doing
hog.
everything
You keep that hog buster at the ready.
dude, it don't ever leave my pant leg, man.
All right, let's hear about that bee sting.
Dude, I just reached down to grab my tennis shoes, and there was a bee inside my shoe. And I reached down to pick my shoe up, and the bee stung me on my finger and flew off.
Honeybee?
I assume it was. I didn't get a good look at it.
Well, that's what you get. You ought not be reaching down for your shoe this early.
Junker lit me up, son.
You going to have to talk about that for at least a few hours.
That Junker lit me up, boy.
Dang.
Well, we are dragging our boats down to the water. I wish you could see old Brett right now. These things, when you load them down, they are heavy, man.
Yeah.
So we're loaded down. We're dragging down in the water. We're gonna get after it. We got a long ways to travel. So thank you for calling us. Thank you everybody that listened for tuning in. Sorry, there's no updates along the way. Cell service is just enough to make a phone call out here. But when we get back, we'll go through the journals and we'll do a full recap on this mission.
Well, that sounds good. I know everybody's going to be anxious to hear it. I was glad to be able to call y'all and get a update because I'd been wondering myself how y'all's doing. So,
well, we miss you, brother. We love you, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Well, I love you. This is the 3 of 7 podcast. Enough said.
Enough said.